Hello everyone, I'm Fawad. I'm one of the contributors to XWiki, and I'm going to show you how you can build an FAQ application manually in XWiki through custom coding and customize it as per your needs. This could be a good starting point for creating more custom applications in XWiki. So I'll be following this tutorial for that and show you how you could create the application. So for the version of XWiki, I'll be using XWiki 13.5 with the standard flavor pre-installed. So you can download it from the download page here. I have it downloaded and running here. So the first thing I'll do is log into the XWiki application. So the standard flavor pre-installed version already has an admin. So the username for that admin is the admin with capital A, and the password is admin with all lower cases. Then you can log in from here. Now you'll be redirected to the home page. So before we start anything, we need to configure some things for our user, since this is a new user and a new instance of XWiki. So what you need to do is you need to click the profile icon, then go to the preferences tab in the profile, and you need to edit the display preferences here. So first you will allow displaying hidden pages, so just change this to yes. And then you want to be able to edit pages in advanced mode, so you want your user type to be as advanced. So set these two options, display hidden pages and user type, and save and view the profile of the administrator. Yes, so after changing these two options, we will be able to search for the XWiki class editor, which is used to create the class that could be used to create pages of objects. So for our FAQ application, we will need to create an FAQ class. So I will search for XWiki classes here, and I will get a page data types. So go to that page. So as you can see, this is the class editor page, and from here you can create a new class. So since we're going to create an FAQ class application, I'm going to create a new class called FAQ class, and I'll change the location of that class with FAQ as the parent space for it. So I'll just create the new class from here, and it will redirect me to the class editor page. Okay, so we are in the wiki mode of the class page. Here we can specify the default space of the class. This is where the new objects that we create for this class will go, and also the default parent, the default page of the default page that will list all the objects of the class. So since I want the default space to be the FAQ space that I created, so I'll change it to FAQ, and for the parent I want it to be the home page of the FAQ space, which is faq.webhome. So I'll save and view this, and now we have our class page. So the first thing we'll need to do here is we'll need to add properties to our class. So for the FAQ application, we want two properties. One is the question property, and the second is the answer property. So I will create a new property here, question, and the type of this property will be a text area. I will add this property to this class. Next, I will create the answer property and the same type as the question property, and add this property to the class. Then I will save and view this class. Here if you want to add more properties or remove a property, you can go back to the class editor by using this drop down. This drop down is only visible when you have the user type set to advanced. So from here, this drop down, you can go to the class editor and you can add and remove more properties here. I'll go back to the FAQ class page. Okay, so since we have our properties, the question and answer, next I'll move on to creating the class sheet. So the sheet here is essentially the thing that controls the design of the page and how you want to show the page in edit mode and view mode. So for each object that we create for this class, each question and answer, each FAQ that we have, that will follow this design sheet. It will follow the code. It will follow the code that we specified to display for both the view mode and edit mode. So move on to create this class sheet. Now it will ask us to bind the sheet to the class. So unless we bind the sheet to the class, it won't work. So we'll have to bind uh, this sheet of to the class so that the sheet knows that which class it belongs to. So I'll bind the sheet to this class. And this will essentially create an object in the FAQ class page. So if I go to the objects from here, you will see an FAQ sheet here. So we have a binding, we have the sheet binded to this class. Now, since we created that FAQ sheet, we can go and view that sheet and see what it actually does. As you can see, there is nothing you can see here. It says no properties, but if you go to the wiki edit mode, you will be able to see a lot of code. So let me explain this code step by step. What this does is that first it loads the JavaScript needed for both the edit mode and view mode, and then it checks if the page is in edit mode or view mode. So this is the sheet that will be used for each object separately. Like when you create an object, it will use this design sheet as a template to show the edit and view modes of that specific object page. Okay, so the next in the next step we get the object that is attached to this document, and in the next step we get the class that the FAQ class, the XWiki class that we wanted to show the properties of, and then we tell the document object to use this FAQ class object that's attached to this page as the object we want to display the properties for in edit and view mode. You don't essentially need to understand all this code right now, but it's a good thing that you get some points of it. Okay, so we have a form here with an X form with a vertical layout, and here we traverse over each property of the class, and depending on the edit and view mode, we display the label of the property and a hint of the property, and then we display the property value. So this doc to display function, if we are in edit mode, this function will display a form, an input, and if we are in display mode or view mode, we will just get the text. So this doc to display controls how we want to display our property in view and edit modes. Yeah, and that's it. So just cancel this. Since we didn't edit anything, we can cancel this and move on to creating the FAQ class template. So we'll move on to creating the class template page. So click the create the template button here. So as you can see, we will get another warning here for when we create the class template. So what we need to do is we need to add a sample object to the template. So what the template does is it acts as a prototype for our for each object that we create for this class. For example, if I create an FAQ instance or an object page, it will use this template as a basis for the default values of that page. So add an FAQ object to the template. So yeah, we have the template added, and we can view the template from here. Yeah, as you can see, there is no value here, but if I go to the object, I can see that there is an instance of an FAQ class. Now I can specify a default question, which will be for for example, type your question here. Now this will be visible, or the default value for every object of the class that we create. Now I can save and view this, and as you can see, the value here is updated. Now I can go back to the class page, and next I can create a template provider. So what a template provider does is that it gives us an option to create an object of the FAQ class, or a page of the FAQ class. So I will go to the create the template provider page, and then I will view where the page is. Yeah, so here we have the template provider, and this will be visible when we create a new page. So since we created the template page, if I click the create page, I will say this FAQ template provider here, exactly here. So I can create an instance of an FAQ class from here. Now if I go back and move to the edit mode, I can edit the properties that I have here. So I want to specify, if I want to specify a different name for the provider, I can do that. And I can also specify the template that I want to use for this template provider, and the name of the template, for example, create an FAQ. And I can also create some restrictions for it, and also add an icon. For example, if I want to, if there is a question mark, maybe. Yeah, okay, yeah, as you can see, there is an icon with the question mark now. And we can also specify if we want to create it as a terminal page without any children, or just a page under a space. So here we have our template provider created. I can move back to the FAQ class now, and what we want to do now is to create for example, let's first create an object or a page of this FAQ class. So for that, I will click the create button. Okay, and I'll specify the name of the page. For example, what did you eat today? Or maybe just test question, let's say. And I will select this create an FAQ template that we created just now, and I will create the page. Here, as you can see, we have our default question that we specified in the FAQ template, and I can change it to something else. For example, what did you eat today? And I can also specify the answer here, for example, broccoli. And I can save. Did I type the spelling wrong? Okay, maybe it's this. Yeah, okay, let's save and view this. And as you can see, we have a sample page here, or an FAQ page here with a question and an answer. Now this isn't the end of it, and we want to do more with our class, like we want to have a home page that shows a list of the FAQs that we have created. So for creating that page which shows the list of all the FAQ questions, we will create a new page, and this and the parent of this page will be none, and we want the name to be FAQ. So since we want it to be directly under the FAQ space, that's why we are not specifying any parent. So this will be the FAQ.web homepage, which we specified initially when we created the FAQ class. So let's create a blank page here, and when I create it, I will be redirected to the web homepage. Okay, so I'm on the FAQ space and on the web homepage here, and here I can specify some custom code to load which objects I want to load to show all the FAQ class objects that I have. So for that, I'll go back to the manual application manual tutorial, and if I scroll down, there is a code snippet which I can use. I think it's down below here. Yeah, so it create a home page for the FAQ application. So I can copy this code. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you what it does. So I'll paste this code here. So what this does is that it specifies the it creates a live table, a table of the entries that we have for the FAQ class, and specifies what objects or displays or lists the objects that we have for a specific class. For example, if we want to show a list of objects we have for the FAQ class here, we first specify the columns we want. So the first is the question column, and the creation date of the object, and also the actions we want to perform, which are edit and delete. The question here, we specify the type of the question column, which is text, and we also specify the link and HTML, if HTML if using HTML is permitted in this column, and also if it's sortable. So we specify some properties of the columns here, and then we specify the options. We specify the class name for which we want to show the objects, and list down the pages that are available for. Yeah, and we also specify the translation prefix here. We will add translations just after we create this page, so it translates to something meaningful. And also there are these options as well, tag cloud and row count. So it will display maximum rows of 10 pages and then paginate the other results. And then we just call the live table macro here and specify the name of the macro and all the column properties and extra and other options. Then we just save and view this page. So as you can see, we can already get the object, one object that we created before. So the next thing here to do would be add the translations to this page. So for adding translations, I will create a new page. So this will be a blank page and a terminal page without any children, and I will name it to be the translations, and I will keep it in the FAQ space. So once I create this page, right now I have no indication, like I have nothing to indicate that this page is a translation page. So the first thing that we'll need to do is that we'll need to add an object to this page. So we'll add an object, a translation document class object here, and we specify the scope of the translations that we have on this page. So the global scope means that the translations will be applicable for all wikis. The wiki scope means that it will be only applicable for the wiki we are in, and the user scope means that it will be only applicable for the user, and on demand means that we can directly request it through the code only. Here we will use the wiki option since we want the translations only in our specific wiki. I will save and view this. And now I will edit this page in wiki mode and add the translations. Now I'll need to check which translations I need to add. So as we specified the FAQ translation prefix in the live table, that's why it's showing the prefixes as well. So if I just copy this part and place it and equal it to question, and then same for the others, I specify the translations for them as well. So creation date, and then for the last one, the actions, I specify it to be actions. Now I just save and view this, and if I go back to the home page and refresh it, the translations should be applied. Yeah, and as you can see, the translations are applied. And I think we're done from here. We can move to uh, editing this page or delete it from here. If I click the edit button, it will take me to the edit mode of the FAQ, that of a sample FAQ that we created. I can again save and view this. And for example, if I want to create a new FAQ, another question, and choose the create an FAQ template and create this for example as a terminal page. Now I keep the properties as is, just an answer, and I save and view this. Now if I go back to the home page and refresh it, you will be able to see this this page or object of FAQ class as well. Now the next steps here would be that we can edit the design sheet to show the edit modes and view modes differently. We can do that by going to the FAQ sheet and editing the code there, and it will show differently. It will show the view and edit modes differently. So that's how we can edit the view and edit modes, and also create changes some properties of the template provider or template to however we want, and this is how the whole system of XWiki classes and objects work. So we can have classes and objects inside XWiki itself, and it treats them as pages and attaches those objects and classes to the page, so it can work as a class or as an object. So that's it from my side. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you were able to learn how XWiki works, and then peace out.